Hey guys, so I just wanted to jump in here really quick. I know that it is not Tuesday, it is Wednesday. And I missed yesterday, but I missed it because for those who don't know, if you don't know me like personally or whatever, my husband and I and another friend of ours, and we launched an online dance event this week that started on Monday. And so our days have been super, super crazy and totally bononos. And yesterday was another fabulous day. It's been an awesome week. It's just been a super busy week and had tons of calls and meetings and consults and all those great things that are scheduled. And then on top of that, all of the Westy Unity project stuff. And I am just crazy depleted in a really positive way, right? Like it's because my energy's out there and it's all the right kinds of energy. And I just keep putting that out there and pouring into other people. And so yesterday, when we finally kind of shut down for the evening, I thought about jumping on and doing the live and was like, no, there is no way that I'd be able to deliver anything of value because I barely know my name anymore. Instead, I was like, I just need to go to bed, get a good night's sleep because I have another day tomorrow where I have to make sure I have enough that I can give. And so that's kind of my belated Tuesday, tip, trick, and tool is, we hear a lot about self-care and rest, but I don't think a lot of us take it seriously. And particularly for those who are either already in the sphere of owning your own business or you're wanting to jump on that entrepreneurial roller coaster, there's actually kind of two things that I've been speaking on more and more lately when I get the opportunity. And one of them is a little bit off topic, but I'm still going to throw it out there. And it's just this idea that I think a lot of times if we're going to start our own business, and men, I'm not trying to leave you out, but especially for women, we feel like we're supposed to be able to handle all the things and not have to ask for help. And if we have to ask for help, especially for entrepreneurs, that means we're too weak or we are not cut out for it or, just whatever, but we're supposed to be able to do everything. And that's such bullshit. Yeah. So when you hear that lie being told, you need to grab a hold of it and tell it to go F off, right? Because you're not supposed to do everything by yourself on your own. That's not how that's supposed to work. Not to mention the fact that no matter how brilliant you are, you can't be in your zone of genius in everything. Yeah, that's not a thing either. So you got to be willing to say, you know what, focus. Well, sorry, let me rewind. Think of it this way. Whatever it is you feel like you might need some help in or that you're drowning in, we all have things as, especially as business owners and entrepreneurs, there are tasks that every single one of us, we don't want to do. And it's going to be different for each person, right? You may hate doing emails. You may hate posting on social media. You may hate creating workflows or, keeping track of the financials or whatever it is, right? Those are the things that we have to do as business owners, but that's not why we got into business. And so those things may not be in our zone of genius. And if they're not, you need to get someone else to do that shit so that you can focus on your zone of genius and do what you started the business for, right? So that's the first thing is don't be afraid to build your team and to grow it and to ask for freaking help, okay? But the second thing, and this is really more around that self-care and backing up why I chose not to come on and do the live last night. I haven't decided 100%, but I'm fairly certain that when it comes to, like one of the hashtags I use a lot on Instagram is hustle with heart. I'm pretty sure I'm going to take the word hustle out of my vocabulary. And the reason why is that I think that has created such a toxic expectation for entrepreneurs. If you go and you look for entrepreneurial quotes, particularly if you look at it around work or hustling, we are constantly inundated with messages like, while you're sleeping, I'm hustling. Or I saw one the other day, believe it or not, and it was something about sleeping 8 hours a night. And it's like, that's a third of my day. I don't have time for that. And that we always have to be working harder than everybody else. And if we take a break, God forbid, we take a day off, then we don't deserve success because we weren't hustling for it. And that's a bunch of bullshit too. Not only is that not true, y'all, it's so unhealthy. And I'm speaking from experience, right? My husband is sitting about 6 feet to my right. He's got his headphones on, so he can't hear me. But he would totally agree with me and shout out that I am a workaholic, period. It's so easy for me, you guys. It is so easy for me to sit down, get in the zone, and the next thing I know, it's 4 hours later. Yeah. So, and Tracy, that's why you said 100% earlier, right? And somebody just commented and said, hiya, but you didn't grant StreamYard permission, so I can't see your name. I just see that you're a Facebook user, but hi. So yeah, that whole, the hustle thing, right? And the toxicity. I mean, I know this is a little bit cliche and overused, but you can't pour from an empty cup. And it's just so friggin' true. Okay. And if you want to get just really nitty gritty with it and you want me to be super honest with you, if you are in business to provide a service to someone else and they're paying you for that service and you're not doing what you can to take care of yourself, to bring the very best version of yourself that you can each and every day, then you are not delivering what you promised and they are not getting what they paid for. I know that may sting a little bit, but maybe that's the little kick in the pants that you need to go, that's so true. Yeah. So it's okay to step away. It's okay to take a break. And what I like to do too, by the way, is because I really do have a hard time sometimes understanding the line between I'm tired and that's my body telling me to take a break or to quit versus I am a little bit tired, but maybe I need to push through, because there are those moments. So what I do is if I reach that point, and it's almost always a mental tired, right? Like I'm mentally and emotionally just totally depleted. I will give myself 15, maybe 20 minutes. And I will step away from my computer. I may go sit on the couch. I may go just lay down, not sleep, but just go lay down. And I will completely disengage. And typically for me, that means playing some sort of stupid game on my phone because I'm not thinking anything work or looking at notifications. And then at the end of that 15 minutes or so, more often than not, I find myself pretty refreshed. And I'm like, okay, I can get back to this. But if I leave, and this would happen yesterday, and I came back and I sat back down, and the second I sat back down, everything in my being was like, we're done. Like, we're done for today. Yes, Dodson, thank you. You got to have balance because you'll hit a wall. And that's no fun for anybody. So just wanted to, kind of throw that out there. Just remember, guys, you have to take care of you. And sometimes you may have to be a little bit strict with yourself as to how that works. Like, for me, Sundays are kind of forced days off for me. And the reason I put that into quotations, because this is the deal I had to make with myself, right? Because I argue with myself constantly. And gosh, I can't afford to take a whole day off. Sometimes Saturdays too, by the way. But at least on Sundays, those are days that I do exactly what I truly want to do. If my husband is working, I probably will still be in front of the computer doing something here or there, but it's because it's something that I want to do. I want to create this graphic, or I want to work on this strategy, or I want to watch a TED Talk or a YouTube video or do some training. And I take it all very, very, very slow. I don't allow myself to put anything on my to-do list because I don't want that staring at me. And the only reason, honestly, that I will still sometimes sit down and work is because I've gotten to this point where I don't really want to just sit and consume TV all the time. I never thought I would say that. So I just, I'm like, okay, well, I'll just and I do, y'all. I ratchet myself down to 50% and I move at a snail's pace. Yeah, but it's been one of the best things ever. Because again, I'm allowing myself to fill back up and to rest. And again, Dodson, absolutely, hustle and grind is bullshit. That is so freaking unhealthy. And I didn't realize that for a really long time. And I also think too, and this might hit somebody else and might strike a chord with you. My last year of teaching, I think for some of us, that we are the hustle and grind people, right? And we're like, we don't need a break. We got this. And I can handle this thing and this thing and this thing. I found out that I had a little bit of a pride issue around that topic. My last year of teaching, I took on way too much. And I didn't know that it was a pride issue, right? But that was also contributing to sometimes my intolerance or impatience with somebody else. If I'm like, you have 3 things and you can't keep your shit together. I'm dealing with 20 and I'm fine. not great. Yeah. And so I finally hit a point where I literally had taken on too much. And I started to drop the ball in certain areas. And that for me that's inexcusable. And it took some breaking down for me to realize that, I mean, God was tapping me on the head going, this is not what I asked you to do. And this is not how it's supposed to be. And it was a real moment. It was a real humbling moment to go, oh, wow, like I'm wearing this as a badge of honor. And that's not what it is. But what's funny about that is even though I knew that of myself, yeah, Dodson, I'm with you. Overachiever as a teacher. And see, Tracy, I hit a wall when the pandemic started. I ended up starting a new project. Girl, I don't know what it is about a lot of entrepreneurs. And I know it's because we're entrepreneurs, but like how many freaking ideas do we have? Right? And how many ideas do we want to start? I'm in this process right now where I'm still doing my one-on-one, really trying to grow and nurture this group. I'm creating a course. I'm talking with a friend about a mastermind, like serial entrepreneurship. It's crazy. But yeah, so I mean, I got totally humbled, figured out I had this pride issue that I didn't know I had. And then I started my business and asked me if that lesson stuck. So it took a while, and just me getting to the point, and really honestly, I think a big part of that is I think it's so crucial that we find a good support system. And I think it's even more crucial as business owners and entrepreneurs that we find an anchor. Someone that loves us and trusts, like loves us enough, and that we love and trust them enough that they can go, you're done for the day. And I can't tell you how many times my husband's had to do that with me, where I didn't know what time it was. And he's like, you started at 9 and it is midnight. Like you're done. And I would get totally depleted, right? And I'd get cranky and bitchy and I couldn't figure out why. And I was like, oh, dumbass, you've been working for 20 days straight. No wonder you have nothing left. So yeah, try not to do that to yourself if you can. I can promise you that life will get that lesson into you one way or another. But like I said, I mean, just kind of as far as suggestions or things that you can try to do to work with that, again, take that 15 or 20 minute break, right? Go take a walk. And especially if you're doing anything creative, I would highly encourage you to stop and do something else, because there's actually a lot of science behind that. If you think about it, like how many great ideas happen when you've stopped working and you're in bed, or you go take a shower, or you're walking the dog. And so there's definitely something to that where, if we're creatives and we have multiple like boxes of things that we're working on, if we get to a crashing and like a dead end point, stop, take a break, and then go work on something else, and then come back. And then, like I said, don't be afraid to get like an anchor. Don't be afraid to make yourself take a day off. And yeah, I mean, just find little things that you can do that, if you're like me and just taking a whole day off just seems crazy to you. Now, if I was on vacation, it'd probably be a little bit different. I'd probably still want to check my emails and stuff. But because I'm home and I don't want to just sit and watch TV because I feel really unproductive and I'm bored. Yeah, or go read. Like if you feel like you have to do something productive, go read a book that's going to, grow you as an owner, as a leader, as creative, or whatever it is that you do. That's another great way to use that. And yeah, Dotson, your wife and my husband can definitely, they're definitely on the same level there, because he has to tell me to stop frequently or go, have you eaten today? And Tracy, listen, I feel you. Like one of the reasons I talk about it is to help keep myself more accountable. And I think we all know that it's so easy to coach someone else, to give someone else advice, to create for someone else. But when it comes to doing that for ourselves, like I remember being told a lot when I was younger, it came from a joke and I don't remember the joke anymore. But we had a couple friends in our circle, my family circle, that were either psychologists or psychiatrists. And y'all, they were the most fucked up people. Like, and it was crazy because these are the people that are, for lack of a better term, they're unfucking everybody else, but they're so messed up on their own. I just, it's really challenging to take your own advice and to see those things that are happening in your life. And that's why I said that anchor is so great, because it can also be a mirror for you to figure out, ooh, I am doing that. But the good news, super good news, is that once you start doing that, once you start taking care of yourself, allowing yourself to take breaks, giving yourself permission to just step away, the benefits of that, you will see them, you will feel them, and it becomes easier and easier to continue that and to keep the self-care up. It's when we haven't done it before, it's the first couple times that are really challenging, because I think we just tell ourselves we don't need it and we can power through and we can push through. And you can, but are you bringing the best version of yourself to the plate? And if you're not, what are you giving your clients? And that was a real big one. That's what I needed to hear. I needed to hear that by doing that, I was robbing them of their investment because I wasn't bringing my best version. So that's my deal for today. That is my belated Tuesday tips, tricks, and tools. And it is Wednesday. So if you're watching this, if you're watching a replay, Wednesday wins. I'm going to make a post real quick right now. I'd love to see you throw those up in there. And, you know, if you're somebody that, again, watching this live or replay, and you know that you need to take some better care of yourself, I am all about setting up, like, if you want an accountability partner or a little bit of a group, or I know that may sound silly to some, but for others, it's really helpful. Yeah, just to say, hey, did you take a day off? Or, hey, did you do this? I know that stuff can be super helpful. So if you want to comment or drop a DM or whatever it is. So do yourself a favor today and just give yourself 5 or 10 minutes, take a break, read a book, listen to music, play a game, whatever. And just, you know, take care of yourselves. All right, people. Catch you later.